All right, good morning, everybody. It's time for a little bit of a weather update for today. Megan, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How about you, Andrew?
Doing pretty good. You know, we're starting off today really warm and really humid. I see a few people are
hmm
already joining in. Ann says no rain question mark, and Ann, the rain chances aren't the best. Not saying no rain at all, but they're not really good rain chances in the next week. And we're going to be talking about that and talking a little bit about some big heat that's on our way. Isn't that right, Megan?
Yeah, I was looking at the 7-day forecast and some updates that Paul had put in for the morning show, and I can't believe our high temp week. It is going to be so hot outside. I am not looking forward to it.
Yeah, it really is. And you know, we got the cloudy with the chance of learning template up here. We're going to talk about that in a moment. But first of all, I want to talk a little bit about the allergy report. Now, we're going to just start off with this. Don't worry, we're about to talk a little bit more about rain because I know a lot of people are wondering about it. But the allergy report today is showing that we're going to be dealing with a little bit in the way of mold out there, just at a medium level. Yesterday, it was at a high level. And then as far as the pigweed is concerned, it's just coming in at light amounts. The mold was kind of getting to me yesterday. And Megan, I know it sometimes gets to you too.
Yeah, but I take my allergy medication at night, so I'm good to go today.
Yeah, and you know, one less thing in the air that we're going to notice over the next few days is that the Saharan dust has
Right.
really kind of dissipated, which is great news because I know that's been bothering a lot of people.
Yeah, and it has been a little hazy for several days, but we're not really looking at hazy skies on our sky cams.
Yeah, you know, you really can see that there's a lot more blue in the sky. It's not as hazy as what it was over the past week. We see that as we look out from northwest San Antonio. When we look out from the San Antonio airport, still a good amount of cloud cover out there. That's going to break up as we head into this afternoon, and we'll get a lot more sunshine compared to yesterday. And also, the heat is going to be really bad. Right now, in the mid to upper 80s everywhere. You see Calaveras Lake also seeing a little bit of blue sky there as well. And Megan, we had a little bit of rain this morning in some areas, just not in San Antonio.
Right, so mostly over Rock Springs, you guys woke up to wet pavement this morning. Looks like that shower act is really beginning weekend. Now, by this afternoon, we'll also showers and thunderstorms that develop over central Texas take kind of a setback, but they should begin to weaken later today.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to see as much in the way of shower activity later on today. And Megan, you're breaking up
hmm
just a little bit there. Maybe turn off the Wi-Fi on the computer there next to you too. Maybe that will help the connection. But your connection's just a little, like you were just breaking up just a little bit there. But yeah, like what Megan was saying, Edwards County is still seeing a little bit of shower activity, and where you saw it kind of dip down into Real County a bit, but it's really starting to fade away. A lot more shower and thunderstorm activity up that I-35 corridor. Man, check out right there north of Waco, really headed towards Waco, Megan. They've got a lot of heavy rain headed down in their direction.
Pretty electric storms too in McLennan County over. If you're familiar with that area, it's just east of Waco along I-35, also along I-45. So probably a little messy for those commuting on the interstates right now.
Yeah, really messy, and that's going to be heading down towards Bell County, impacting the Killeen and Temple areas. If you know anybody who's traveling north today, that's going to be something they're dealing with. A little bit of shower and thunderstorm again, though. That's not going to make it all the way down to us here in San Antonio, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately because we really need the rain. It's just not looking like we're going to be that lucky. Take a look at what they're dealing with, meanwhile, over towards eastern Georgia, heading into the Carolinas. You'll notice a little bit of spin in the atmosphere. That is an area of possible tropical development as we head throughout the next 5 days. Now, not over Georgia, but as this system makes its way off the coast of the Carolinas, we could see tropical development. And this would end up being the sixth named storm if it does form into a tropical system. It would be our sixth named storm of the year already. It has a medium chance for development over the next 5 days, and in that 5-day time period, it will be just off of the East Coast. No threat there for the Gulf. We have no threats for the Gulf of Mexico over the next 5 days. We were tracking something east of the Lesser Antilles, but it has moved into an area of less favorable development, so it's not going to be able to develop into anything. But we'll continue to keep you updated, of course, throughout hurricane season. Pretty warm out there already, Megan. Temperatures in the 70s and 80s, and even a few spots in the 90s.
Yeah, and a little bit cooler where we have had that rainfall. So we're at 75 in Rock Springs, 86 in Carrizo Springs, low 90s in Pearsall and Cotulla. We're at 92 in George West and Beeville, and you can see now 9 in Lavaca. So it's going to be another day, very humid out there too.
Yeah, it's really 75 in Rock Springs. That is why we all want rain today, because it can help cool you off a bit. Dew points are in the 70s, really humid, and with that, it feels a little bit hotter than what it actually is outside. It already feels like 96 on your skin in San Antonio. Feels like 101 in Pearsall, Cotulla, Pleasanton, and it's just going to get hotter as we head throughout today. Future clouds and radar shows that as we head into around 5:30 p.m., temperatures in the 90s to triple digits, really hot conditions. You'll notice by about 11 p.m. tonight, maybe a little bit of shower activity towards Kinney County and into Maverick County. And then you also see that as we look closer on towards portions of Alverde County as well. Just a little bit of shower activity here and there. Continuing through the timeline, by about 9 a.m., still seeing some maybe spotty showers or two. It's about a 10% chance for rain for Wednesday morning. And you'll notice the temperatures just continue to go up. We move into Wednesday afternoon. We're talking 90s to triple digits again. And it's just going to get hotter as we move into the weekend and into early next week. And Megan, it's not looking like a lot of rain over the next 7 days. Much of this rain falls in the next 48 hours.
Yeah, you've been talking about how hot it's supposed to feel in the next couple of days, and that's going to go hand with our classroom topic. We'll be talking about how too, so that's going to be very interesting. We'll cut into what that is, since sometimes we do show it during our daily forecast. But yeah, Andrew, looking at the forecast, rainfall, maybe pockets of half an inch west of San Antonio, but a lot of us dry. We'll have to see how the drought monitor continues to look, as well as the Edwards Aquifer through the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and Megan, you broke up just a bit there when you were talking about what we're talking about in Clyde with a Chance of Learning today. Of course, we're talking about dew point, and then you mentioned the Edwards Aquifer, how it's being impacted right now. I mean, we're going to be showing the Edwards Aquifer level in just a moment. I will tell you, we're very close to stage 1 restrictions. First of all, though, I want to show you why we are dealing with such drier and why we're expecting such hotter conditions. A big ridge of high pressure is going to be setting up here as we head into this weekend and into early next week. You notice that big H on the screen. That's high pressure, and that's going to be a dome of basically hot air here as we head into the end of the weekend and early next week. It is going to be some serious heat. We are talking record-setting temperatures possible in the 7-day forecast as we head into early next week.
Yeah, 105 on Sunday and 106 degrees on Monday. Those are air temperatures. So I'm going to feel like, I know some people call it a hair dryer outside. I think that's what it's going to feel like.
Yeah, probably going to be pretty miserable, I'll have to tell y'all guys. If you have to work outside in that time period, go ahead and start making plans to get your outdoor work done early. You know, you want to make sure you can do stuff earlier on in the day when it's cooler, because once we get into the afternoon, that's going to be considered dangerous heat. So guys, please take it easy. Again, not much rain in the 7-day forecast, just about a 10% chance for today and then into tomorrow. Not good news, because parts of San Antonio have received rain, but at the airport where this sensor is, no rain in July just yet. We are behind for the year. Megan, you mentioned that drought monitor, a moderate drought to severe drought still along the Rio Grande. Not good news. We need more rain. And then here's the aquifer, and it continues to fall. That 10-day average at 660.5.
Oh, wow. And now it's at 659.1. So that is something we'll have to watch.
Yeah, I mean, if it gets below 660.52 for the 10-day average, guys, remember what happens. We go into stage 1 restrictions. So Be sure to keep a close eye on this. We'll, of course, continue to update you and keep you updated if it does fall below those Stage 1 restrictions. Here's the forecast for the next 3 days across the Lone Star State. Of course, we saw the storms coming down that I-35 corridor for today. Storms in Dallas and Fort Worth, we saw that. And we saw the storms approaching Waco. They're going to be seeing these storms here pretty soon. You notice it's going to be a lot drier, though, for Wednesday and Thursday. And check out the heat in El Paso, hitting 107 for Thursday. And then we have...
Don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I don't want to see the heat. That I typically like warmer weather, but I don't want to see 107. Your Texas State Park forecast for tomorrow, remember this is for tomorrow, the morning, noon, and afternoon, showing really hot for the afternoon, a little bit of cloud cover and cooler for the morning. So if you wanted to head out, do some hiking, maybe have a picnic, the earlier in the day, the better. So the next 7 days will be drier than average. The next 8 to 14 days also look like they'll be pretty much drier than average for us to maybe around average this time of year, which, by the way, on average, July is a drier month, so it doesn't look like we're going to see too much rain at all. The temperature outlook in the next 8 to 14 days shows warmer than average. That's going to be from that big area of high pressure we talked about. That's been really just settling in here for the southwestern part of the United States, which will also impact us. And Megan, you were talking earlier about cloudy with a chance of learning. You know, I know you've been working really hard on graphics. By the way, well done on the chemistry of fireworks yesterday. That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I had fun making chemistry of fireworks. That was a very interesting topic. And if you happen to miss it, remember you can always find it on our KENS 5 Facebook or our YouTube page, and you can just find it under our Weather Classroom playlist. I think it's easier just to find videos. Today we'll be talking about how dew forms.
Nice. That's going to be a lot of fun. And you know, we'll go even more into that topic again. You know, we're going to talk a lot about how dew forms today, but then talk a little bit more about dew point and humidity tomorrow. Then rip currents are on Thursday. Of course, we covered rip currents a little bit a couple weeks ago, and we talked about currents in general, ocean currents. You can follow that topic and then learn even more about rip currents, which is actually a really important topic because most people who are impacted by rip currents are people who are visiting the beach from somewhere else. It actually, a lot of study has gone into this from the National Weather Service in Mobile, Alabama, and they've been researching how, you know, where people are from and fatalities from rip currents. And they find that a lot of the people who pass away from rip current incidents are from other parts of the United States, not from the coast. So that's going to be a really interesting topic on Thursday. And then Friday, we've been doing field trips to the San Antonio Zoo. We'll be doing that again this Friday. So Megan, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Again, we're going to have that Cloudy with a Chance of Learning at 1 p.m. today. Should be a lot of fun. And meteorologist Stacia Wilson will be on at noon for an update to the forecast as well. Don't forget to tune in at noon for also the latest on news across the region. But for now, we're going to go ahead and sign off of here.
Yeah, and have a great Tuesday.
Yeah, y'all have a great one.